Case studies: Google Companies YouTube LLC. Google is a corporation and YouTube is an LLC. Both are registered in Delaware, USA. Why did they choose different entity types? The LLC versus corporation distinction is clearly defined by this one example that the new generation of entrepreneurs should take advantage of. YouTube actually started as a corporation, filing its certificate of incorporation with the Delaware Division of Corporations on October 3, 2005. On November 8, 2006, just 13 months and 5 days later, it merged its corporation into an LLC, which is one of the key advantages of Delaware companies. They can change from one form of entity to another whenever they want. YouTube LLC, on the other hand, is owned by a few members. Nobody but the insiders know how few, and nobody but the insiders know who the owners are. In addition, nobody but the owners know what the Google Co. vs. YouTube LLC company finances are, because no public disclosure is required. That's the benefit of a Delaware LLC. Your members, their ownership percentages, and your financial valuation are private matters, of which only the company insiders are aware. There is no public registration, no public disclosure, and no federal requirement of any type that necessitates the owners of a Delaware LLC to reveal who they are on the public record. Google chose to be a Delaware corporation so it could go public and raise money, which they did on August 16, 2004. Once it did so, it quickly became one of the richest companies in history. Google's rise to power created tens of thousands of millionaires and a lot of billionaires. Even though 60% of Google is owned by institutions, there are millions of individual shareholders in the company. The company has current cash reserves of $50 billion. Why an LLC might be best for your business? Given that it takes far less red tape to organize and is generally cheaper to administer, the LLC might be your best choice if you're a new business owner or operate an internet business, says Eka. There is also another key benefit of LLCs. You can elect to be taxed as an S-Corp while retaining the structure of an LLC. Consider the case of Mike Turner, founder of Front Street Brokers, a real estate agency in Boise, Idaho. When he started his business, which sells high-end homes and properties, he was advised to form it as an LLC, which he did. However, a couple years later, as the business began to earn more revenue, Turner was shocked by the amount of taxes he was paying the IRS. Why an LLC might be best for your business? It was then that his accountant told him how he could elect to be taxed like an S-Corp while keeping his LLC intact. Turner decided to make the switch. He began paying himself and his wife a modest salary, which he also pays fees on, such as FICA and unemployment insurance, and then paying himself a monthly dividend from the extra profits his company was earning.